Late-night gas stations always feel different. Bright lights, empty parking lots, and that strange silence that makes your skin crawl. Most people think they're safe places, somewhere to grab coffee, fuel up, and get back on the road. But sometimes, the night brings people who shouldn't be there, and sometimes, the cameras catch things that no one can explain. Tonight, you'll hear 3 terrifying gas station stories that happened during the graveyard shift. Stories told by people who thought it would be just another quiet night, until something pulled into the parking lot. Story number 1. Jake had been working the night shift at a gas station just outside a small desert town in Nevada. The place was the kind of stop truckers used at 2 or 3 in the morning. After midnight, it was usually dead. Just the buzzing of fluorescent lights and the hum of the refrigerators. Around 2:17 a.m., a dusty black pickup truck rolled slowly into the parking lot. Jake watched it through the security monitor. The weird thing was, the truck just sat there, engine running, lights on, but nobody got out. 5 minutes passed, then 10. Finally Jake stepped outside. "Hey man, you good?" he called. No answer. The truck windows were tinted dark, way darker than normal. Jake tapped on the driver's window. Still nothing. Then suddenly, the engine shut off. Jake jumped back, but the doors never opened, and nobody stepped out. Feeling uneasy, Jake went back inside. He checked the security camera. The truck was still there. But something looked wrong. The driver's seat was empty. Jake frowned. He rewound the footage. The truck had pulled in, but the camera never showed anyone inside. No driver, no passenger. Just an empty truck rolling into the parking lot. By itself. Jake felt his stomach drop. Then the bell above the gas station door rang. He looked up. Nobody was there. But the door was slowly closing, and muddy footprints were appearing on the floor. One by one, walking toward the counter. Jake whispered, "Hello." The footprints stopped right in front of him, and then the security camera behind him suddenly turned on by itself. Jake slowly turned to look at the monitor. On the screen, a man was standing behind him, tall, pale, eyes completely black. But when Jake spun around, the store was empty. The footprints were gone. Outside, the black pickup truck was gone too. But when Jake checked the footage later, the truck had never left. It was still parked there. All night. Story number 2. Sarah worked at a highway gas station in rural Texas. Everyone who worked there knew one rule. Between 3 o'clock and 3:15 a.m., the same man always showed up. He came every night, bought the same thing. Black coffee, no sugar, no cream. At first Sarah thought it was just a regular customer, until she noticed something weird. The man never blinked. Not once. And he never spoke. He would walk in slowly, place exact change on the counter, and stare at her. One night Sarah finally asked, "Long night?" The man didn't respond, just stared, then turned and walked out. The bell rang as the door closed. Sarah watched him through the window, but the parking lot was empty. There was no car, no bike, nothing. He had just vanished. The next night Sarah checked the security footage. 3:02 a.m., the door opened, but the camera never showed anyone walking in. The coffee cup lifted by itself. Coins slid across the counter, and the register opened, but there was no person in the footage. Sarah quit the next day. But before leaving, she asked the manager about the strange customer. The manager went pale, and said quietly, "That's impossible." Sarah asked why. The manager pointed to an old newspaper clipping on the wall, a photo of a man, same face, same expression. The headline read, "Local man murdered at gas station -1998. The time of death, 3 a.m. Story number 3. Mike worked the graveyard shift at a gas station outside a forest in Oregon. Most nights were quiet, except for Pump 6. Every night around 4 a.m., Pump 6 would activate by itself, even when no car was there. The screen would light up, the pump would start, and gasoline would begin flowing. The first time Mike saw it, he assumed it was a malfunction. So he turned it off from inside. But 10 seconds later, pump 6 turned back on. Mike checked the cameras. The pump was empty. No vehicle, nothing. But the fuel was pouring onto the ground. Mike ran outside and shut it off manually. As he turned the handle, he heard breathing right behind him, slow, heavy. Mike turned around. Nobody was there. But the forest across the road looked darker than usual, and something moved between the trees. Tall, too tall. Then the pump suddenly started again. Gasoline sprayed everywhere. Mike ran back inside, watching the camera, and that's when he saw it. Standing next to pump 6, a tall shape, thin, twisted. Its arms were long enough to touch the ground, and its head was slowly turning toward the camera. Mike quit the next morning, but before he left, he asked the owner about pump 6. The owner sighed and said, "Yeah, that happens sometimes." Mike asked what he meant. The owner replied, 10 years ago, a man was found dead next to that pump." Mike asked what killed him. The owner said quietly, "We never figured that out." Then he added one last thing. They also never found his body. Gas stations may look safe. Bright lights. Open 24 hours. Always people coming and going. But when the night gets quiet, and the road goes empty, you might realize something terrifying. Not every customer is alive, and some things never leave the parking lot. So next time you stop at a gas station late at night, take a quick look around, just to make sure you're really alone.